CD-17 News is your local election headquarters. Elections officials are still counting the votes in the special election to replace Kevin McCarthy in California's 20th congressional district. However, the Associated Press actually called the race just 17 minutes after the polls closed last night for Vince Vaughn. Here's a look at early results as they stand tonight. Statewide, Assemblymember Vince Vaughn maintains the lead with 60% of the vote. Tulare County Sheriff Mike Boudreau trails with 40% of the vote. 17's Jenny Ha has more tonight on the high stakes of this special election.
I don't know that moving forward would be really responsible to those, who would be spending money on me.
My guess is that after the Memorial Day work period, we will be in Washington, D.C.
A day after the CD-20 special election to complete the rest of Kevin McCarthy's term, Republican Vince Vaughn is projected to be the winner, and Boudreau has conceded.
I'm already talking to members of Congress about the priorities of the Central Valley.
Boudreau considering a campaign suspension ahead of the November election for the full 2-year term in Congress, in which he'd also face Vaughn.
Then again, do we really want two Republicans going head-to-head, wasting people's money?
How did we get here? Vaughn has raised nearly 4 times as much as Boudreau has in campaign funds.
Sheriff Boudreau has spent a lot of time in what I would sort of describe as the retail politics. So that's going out, going to events, going to local clubs, taking selfies. Assemblyman Fong's campaign had the resources to talk to voters, and as far as I can tell, Sheriff Boudreau's campaign just didn't have the resources.
Also, Kern makes up more than half the district, and Kern County knows Vince Vaughn from when he worked for former Congressman Bill Thomas and Kevin McCarthy. Name ID means votes.
Local boy, West High. He knows the district. I trust him with all our problems.
Boudreau says he campaigned heavily in Kern, but couldn't overcome the quote-unquote local Kern GOP machine that both Kevin McCarthy and his protege Vince Vaughn are part of.
Really wasn't targeting the McCarthy loyalists or the Fong loyalists. I was targeting those who have had enough of what they are used to.
If Assemblyman Fong becomes Congressman Fong, his assembly seat will be vacant until the term ends November. Per state election law, because this vacancy is during the last year of the incumbent's term, no special election is required.
How are you as a congressman going to be different from the former speaker?
There's only one Kevin McCarthy. I'm Vince Vaughn. I've served in the assembly fighting for the Central Valley in Sacramento. I've been accessible and been my authentic self, trying to tackle the issues facing our community.
Jenny Ha, 17 News.